Hello Taurus, how are you? Welcome to your March 2016 Love and General Readings. My name is Jane. I'm going to go ahead and I don't really have anything to say, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started. So this is going to be your love reading for March 2016. Hey Taurus, let's see what's going on with you. I'm seeing you being represented, of course, Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, Taurus, Earth sign. And also I'm seeing someone special here as the Empress, someone maybe that you have a distant connection with, whether it's someone new coming in, or someone resurfacing from the past. This can mean your existing partner as well. I'm seeing that connection there, and ultimately a very compatible connection. Earth signs get along very well. Now this is actually the card of Libra. I'm not saying she's a Libra, but it is someone that has those Venus qualities, right? Actually, I think you're ruled by Venus as well. I'm not sure. I'm not an astrologer, so I don't really know, so I shouldn't speak to that. But the Empress is truly a very giving and caring and sweet natured person. Now actually I'm just going to go with that. That was my initial instinct. I'm kind of seeing it going both ways, that that's you as well, so I might speak to it in just a little bit. But ultimately you and your partner, right? And if you know, if you're single, then this could be someone resurfacing from the past, right? Or someone that you has recently come back from the past, someone that you have a sweet and innocent and genuine connection with, and someone that might even remind you of better times, or you might be feeling reminiscent of better times. Now, the swords on this side are quite heavy, 8 and 10 of swords, which means one, something about you is feeling trapped. Something about you is feeling stagnant, like you're unable to see how to move on. You're unable to see how to progress. These swords oftentimes are swords of, there are thoughts, yes, but there are also mental restrictions that we put on ourselves. They're, mental barriers, things from the past that are resurfacing. I say that because you have this directly connected with this Six of Cups. Now, while this connection might be sweet, while it might be genuine, and there might be a goodness to it, I'm also seeing it really affecting you, because this is, a diamond shape with this person, the swords and the chariot. And that chariot, I'm wondering if this isn't a person that actually confuses you a lot. A person that makes you feel, maybe makes you feel giddy and like excited, gives you those butterflies in your stomach, but also has a lot of power over you. Now, I think this person is inherently good. I think they are a good person, but their effect on you might be a little bit challenging, especially at least right now or in the short term. It's not, forever and ever. They are affecting your maybe confidence, maybe they're affecting your productivity on some level as well. Knight of Pentacles, is Pentacles, but at the same time, this Knight is not moving. He's standing still. He is sturdy and a good support person, yes, but also not moving forward, really. And I see you exerting a lot of effort toward them and putting things on the table for them and making offerings to them. And I'm wondering if this person isn't quite giving you, I'm not going to say a cold shoulder, because I don't necessarily see a cold shoulder. I just think that you're just not getting the reaction that you truly want. And it is playing a little bit of mental tricks on you. You're feeling maybe like you can't or you don't really have anything to offer. If this is your existing partner, your husband, your wife, you might feel like you just aren't able to really do anything right now, or that things just aren't, the things that you're doing aren't making anything better. And it's really affecting you. I mean, here you can see 10 of Swords and the 8 of Swords, and even the Chariot is that differentiation between your head and your heart, and what you think and what you feel, and what you do and what you feel, the external versus the internal. And there's dualities there, and nothing is completely split directly down the middle, but there's certainly a distinction between what's going on in your head and what's going on in reality, right? I think this person doesn't really necessarily mean you any harm. I don't think they want anything bad for you, but you're just in a phase of like feeling like things just aren't going the way you want them to. If you're dating, and this person can represent either people in general that you're dating or one specific person that you're dating. And I'm a little bit worried that you have your guard up. You have, because of this, because of what's happening here, someone that you care about, someone that you're interested in, someone, or people in general. Whatever offering it is that you're making isn't quite getting through. It's not quite being accepted the way I think you would want it to be accepted. And because of that, you reflect back on yourself. Again, the Swords are our thoughts. And what is it that I'm doing? What is it that I'm saying? What is it that I can do? What is it, and you put a lot of the responsibility back on you, which is good, because you're not relying on someone else to make changes. But at the same time, I think you need to, I think it's just a phase, to be honest. I mean, these are short-term readings, 1 to 2, maybe 3 months at the maximum. But I do see that it's affecting your confidence here. And you, the Pentacles, right? 9 of Pentacles. I think you have that ability to be comforting and warm and strong and inviting, and you're trying to do that with this person. You're trying to invite them in. You're trying to give them a part of your world. You're reaching out, and yet they still remain a little bit detached, not completely shutting you out, not completely unable to hear, but yet still detached in some way, causing you to put up some sort of blockade, and causing you maybe to retreat a little bit and to feel a little bit defensive. it's possible this might be affecting me more than I'm realizing. I tend to not put a lot of weight on the Ten of Swords, just because I think it's, well, in this reading, for one reason especially, because you also have the Judgment card, which I haven't even talked about yet. I actually was like so focused on these, I almost forgot to come back up. But the Judgment is like coming out of that, right? And when I square it up this way, so you have the diamond here and then you square it this way, you know, I see an awakening. I see you coming up out of it. I don't think it's so heavy or it's unconquerable by any stretch of the imagination. I just think it's prominent in your life, and you're feeling like maybe you can't do anything right, or that your efforts aren't being acknowledged or noticed or appreciated. And that in turn will cause you to maybe pull back more than maybe you should, or more than maybe this person is intending for you to. So let me go ahead and pull out. Now I'm doing something a little bit different in these readings. I'm actually pulling out 3 additional cards. With the 1 additional cards, I felt like I was always leaving a little bit empty-handed, like there was still more that needed to come out. So let's go ahead and do 3. Now this spread is like a spirit guide spread. It's very common, and typically there's not a lot of meaning placed to the individual positions in this spread, so it's just more flexible and you can read it and it flows better. But I sort of took my own spin on it to add the 3 cards and how it ties in with the additional, with each row. So just my way. See, I mean, I don't see this being such a huge deal. I see it as a temporary blip, a temporary challenge that really, you know, comes and goes. You know, it's not this long, drawn out thing. It's just some things just aren't going right. You feel like just you can't do anything right for a moment, for a few days, a few weeks, whatever it is. But ultimately, you're being blessed with the Lovers and Judgment. And see even how similar these cards are. Both major arcana, both in the presence of angels. And, you know, Lovers obviously meaning that this person, while there may be a distant connection, while they may have come in from the past, while they may have some significance to you, partner or not, there is truly a connection there. And whatever darkness it is that you're dealing with, whatever, you know, whatever the Chariot is bringing, that, you know, heart versus head scenario, I think ultimately you both admit, or you both succumb to the idea that this might be a real connection. If you're not in a relationship, this could be someone that comes into your life, someone that resurfaces from the past, and like I said, gives you those butterflies, and they might be, you know, screwing with your mind a little bit, not accepting your offers. You know, you feel quite strongly about them, yet they remain a little bit distant, not completely shut off by any means. I mean, she is connected with the 9 of Wands as well. This person may be, I mean, she's also connected with the 10 of Swords. I mean, let's face it, let's be honest, that these energies here, being connected with both of you, can mean, even the Chariot as well, can mean that it's affecting both of you, right? So it's not just you. They might be a little bit reserved, a little bit defensive as well. But there is something inside of you, the High Priestess. The High Priestess is that connection with the spirits, the connection with the angels, with the universe. And it's your ability to channel those messages and to put them to use. I mean, the pentacles, they're being used, and you can use your past experiences, your past connection. You can use the things that you've done and leverage that into something greater, into something more. And if this is your partner, that means a new level of commitment, a new phase of love, something different. Your love might be morphing, it might be changing a little bit. And I think you both feel it. I think you both understand or have an understanding that this is a very difficult energy to come by. It's a very difficult connection to find. And there can be something greater for you on the other side of what it is that you're dealing with, or whatever it is that you're going through. There's not even any really warnings or advice or anything like that. I think it's just a reflection perhaps of what it is you're going through, what it is you're dealing with, what it is that's maybe confusing you at this time, that's causing these swords, that's causing you to feel like you can't move forward, you can't progress. But ultimately, I think you do. And Three of Pentacles being a very productive card, a card of new levels or next levels, and taking it to that next level. So ultimately a very promising love reading for you, just some difficult things to sort of deal with. But let's go ahead and do your general reading for March. I'm doing this differently now. Okay. Well, this reading really is just, it's very general, it's very open to different areas of your life. I'm not necessarily seeing this being like a career-oriented or finance-oriented, but more about even social interactions, more of a social reading. I actually have lots of people here, Three of Cups, Three of Pentacles, Two of Cups. There's, the Queen of Swords, which I think is really your energy and your mental state. And the Ace of Swords indicating truly how sharp-minded you are and what's going on inside your mind, inside the way you are processing your thoughts. And you had a lot of swords in that last reading, which tells me you have a lot of mental activity going on. Your mind is spinning, you're thinking a lot. You're running scenarios through your mind. You're running, options and decisions, and there's just a lot happening. It's not so externally focused. It's not focused on anything else. So I think truly, here though, Two of Cups does indicate a connection between two people. It can be your partner, but it's more of a logical connection, right? Some people see this as like a soulmate quality, and there are definitely soulmate qualities present with the Two of Cups, but it's more about compatibility and, like-minded individuals running parallel with one another. And you, I think, being able to communicate properly with your partner. So if there are things going on in your partner, this would be advice to communicate, because I think they'd be open, I think they'd be receptive. And the way your mind is right now, the state of your mind, the state of clarity that you have on any given situation, I think can be used to your benefit, to an extreme even. Queen of Swords being so sharp-minded and so articulate, I was trying to find the right word, and being articulate, being able to convert those thoughts into words and express the way you feel so that they can understand what it is you're feeling. Now, this can even carry over into different areas, so it doesn't have to be a relationship. This can be a work environment as well. Work, or some organization that you volunteer for, or whatever it is that you do, give or take, whatever it is that you do, whatever it is that you do to be active and engaging with others. If you need something, communicate it. If you're feeling something, communicate it. And you have the power to be able to get what it is that you want, justice. You have that ability to make things happen, to make things change, to balance the scales, to make things right. And ultimately, this is an incredibly beautiful reading. You're ultimately being blessed with the sun. So despite what it is that you are feeling, despite what it is that you're thinking, any relationship issues, I think ultimately you have an incredibly optimistic point of view. You have a lightness about you, despite the swords. You have a lightness and an air of like a very attractive energy about you. And the fact that you even showed up in the center of the reading last time does tell me that even though you were giving a lot in that reading and you were exerting energy, there's still a lot revolving around you. You're sort of the center of your own universe, I guess, as cheesy and generic as that might sound. But I see you having the ability, like I said, to balance the scales, to make things happen, to get things done. Ultimately, Three of Pentacles, Three of Cups, Three of Swords. New beginnings, new healing. Okay, the threes are cards of new beginnings, of new life. Life where maybe you thought things were feeling stagnant, maybe where things were feeling insignificant, but you have a very social element about you, going out, having a good time. Like I said, Two of Cups, Three of Cups, so perhaps with your partner if you're in a relationship. If not, it's just dating and finding people that you share common interests with, finding people that you can go do things with. This is a card of doing things. This is a card of creating things. So perhaps even business relationships, and finding these people not only through work, but also through social interactions. So if there was ever a time to go out and get busy and then just go have fun, now would be that time. And strength means strength, and the sun, my goodness, it's your ability to persevere and to persist and to not let the little things get you down, and to acknowledge the little things for what they are. after little things. They're insignificant, they're superficial, and in the grand scheme of your whole life, you know that the little things aren't worth getting so worked up about, right? And there is the healing element, you know, you had a lot of swords in that last reading. Those are carrying over, but they're reducing, you know, 8 and 10, and then now 3. So you are going to be able to get over things. You're going to be able to let things go. You're releasing the swords, right? And it's a very powerful card, because while you may have felt hurt, you may have felt frustrated, you may have felt like the other person wasn't caring or wasn't, that will be rectified. It's like I said, it's short term, it's not going to last forever. And you know, relationships and dating, it gets complicated sometimes, and they might have things about them that are affecting them as well. Sometimes things that's, you know, whatever's causing them to shut you out or to make you feel like your efforts aren't appreciated or merited, it might not have anything to do with you, and it's just purely something that they need to get over, that they need to deal with. So ultimately I see a significant amount of optimism, like I say, and having the sun in the center of the reading is more like, you know, everything circulates around the good things in your life. So ultimately, beautiful, beautiful. So let's go ahead and pull the last 3. Okay, well, I mean, even here, the Knight of Swords, you know, even Justice has a sword, so the swords being connected here, again, that mentality, the mind, what the mind is doing, what the mind is formulating. And the Knight of Swords can be Knight and Queen of Swords, so it can be a very, like, charge like energy, right? Like, just go out there and freaking make things happen, right? And to remain focused, but also a reminder not to be so haphazard in the way that you speak. Be mindful not to hurt others. Be mindful, yes, you might have a good point. Yes, you might be right. You probably are right. If you're arguing with someone, you know, a reminder to not be hurtful and to not be careless in the things that you say. Make sure that you maintain, you know, tact and as the queen, you have that ability to do that. You know, you're being represented here by both, and you might experience another energy like this as well. It can be yours and someone else's, I think. So just a reminder on both sides, if you are encountered with someone of this, you know, this type of energy, who kind of will say things without thinking and do things without thinking, and not have any regard for others. If you encounter someone like this, to remain tactful and to argue your case accordingly, and to maybe balance the scales. If this is your partner who gets a little, offensive, or a little offensive, a little in attack mode, maybe to handle it with class, to handle it with dignity, and don't say anything that you will regret. You have the power on your side for sure, so don't feel like, don't feel fearful of yourself. And ultimately, and I'm going to move down here now, the King of Wands is, I like how all these, there's a lot of red here, red robes, red robes, red robes, red robes, and the redness of the heart. There's definitely something happening passionately in your life as well. I think since with the last reading, I would say yes. And I truly think you're transforming, things are changing in your life. And with the sharpness of mind, I think you also have that air of strategy and big picture type of mentalities. The sun is also a big picture. It's a divine entity, right? It's something that hangs out in space. It's gigantic. It's a very powerful force. And the King of Wands is similar in that regard as well. I think his energy is very magnetic, and it connects with people very well. And I see you connecting with people. You connect with people, and you influence people as well for the better. And you pull people into your circle, you pull people into your activity, the things that you're doing, the things that you're creating. And I think it makes you happy. I think you feel fulfilled by what it is you're doing. And I think you're able to affect and influence those around you, and that in turn will bring you peace, will bring you happiness. Now, this is a very different reading from the love reading, so I think you do have some dualities going on in terms of what you're dealing with mentally, and the activity in your mind, and then your outside world. And going out and meeting people and doing things and creating things, financially or in terms of career and socially. And while you're still recuperating, or dealing with the things that are affecting you, you're still able to be this charismatic person who has, King and Queen of Swords. And again, as a general, I see this as your energy, not someone else's. I don't know if this is like someone else coming in or anything like that. I just think that although it could potentially, like I said, it could be someone else, with the Two of Cups here. It could be your partner as well. But ultimately, I'm still kind of leaning towards that both of these are your energies, and that you are going to be versatile and have a lot of power on your side. Your mental power, your power to make things happen, and your power to even deal with some things that are affecting you deeply. So again, beautiful, beautiful reading. And I think that's it. So I wish you nothing but the best, and I will see you next month. Thanks.